Put that mower away. Until that $200 fine is paid, nobody touches this lawn.
So you're telling an 80-year-old man he has to pay you first before he's allowed to fix his own yard?
You're not cutting a single blade of grass until that $200 fine is paid. Those were the first words the HOA Karen said to me. She wasn't greeting me. She wasn't asking why I was there. She was standing in the middle of an overgrown front yard, pointing at my mower like I was committing some kind of crime. But to understand why that moment made my blood boil, you need to know about the man who lived there. A few days earlier, I was driving through the neighborhood when one lawn caught my attention. The grass wasn't just long, it was completely out of control. The edges had disappeared beneath thick overgrowth. The sidewalk was slowly being swallowed by weeds. Grass leaned over the driveway and curled across the walkway leading to the front door. For someone like me, a lawn tells a story, and this one didn't tell the story of laziness. It told the story of someone who needed help. So I pulled over and knocked on the door. After a long pause, the door slowly opened. Standing there was an elderly man who looked to be around 80 years old. His shoulders were bent, his hands shook slightly, and even standing in the doorway seemed to take effort. He invited me inside for a moment. The kitchen table explained everything. Prescription bottles, medical paperwork, hospital bills, insurance statements, stacks and stacks of them. He told me he had recently gone through months of medical treatment. During that time, he barely had enough energy to get through the day, let alone push a mower around the yard. Most of his monthly fixed income went toward medication. The little money he had left covered groceries and utilities. Hiring a lawn service wasn't even an option anymore. Then he handed me a letter. The HOA had fined him $200 for having overgrown grass. His hands trembled as he unfolded the notice. The worst part wasn't the fine itself. According to the letter, the violation had to be resolved through HOA procedures before any corrective action could officially take place. The old man lowered his eyes. "I've lived here for 34 years, he said quietly. "I never thought grass would be the thing that might cost me my home." That sentence stayed with me, because I wasn't looking at an overgrown lawn anymore. I was looking at a man who had spent decades building a life, only to find himself buried beneath medical bills and penalties he couldn't afford. So I made a decision. I told him I would mow the lawn for free. No charge, no questions. The next morning I loaded my mower, my trimmer, and my edger into the truck and headed back. As I pulled into the driveway, I noticed him sitting quietly on the porch. For the first time, there was a little hope in his eyes. I unloaded the equipment and walked toward the yard. I was just about to start cutting when someone else arrived. And the second she stepped onto the property, everything changed. If you think an elderly man should be allowed to accept free help without being threatened, comment stand up below. And if you're facing a situation like this, send me a message. I may be able to help.